Evening. Thank you for attending this chat. I'm going to talk for a few minutes about my new book, Never. And while I'm talking, you may think of questions that you might like to ask me. And you can ask me any questions by typing them into the chat function. The chat function allows you to communicate with me, and I will have your questions right here on my computer, and I'll do my best to answer them all. But first of all, let me tell you a little bit about my new book, which is called Never in English. And in Italian, I think niente. And La Finestra della Letteratura asks, what part of never did you have the hardest time writing? Well, there are two parts, really. The Chinese government is very secretive, and it's quite difficult to find details of how they work, where they meet. And I was particularly interested, of course, in the Secret Service, which is always secret. There is one photograph on the internet of the headquarters of the Chinese Secret Service. It's an aerial photograph. It's not one building, it's many buildings. It's a big campus like a university. And so, of course, I found that. And there are other details. I also had advice of people who've been studying China for decades and who probably know more than you can find on the internet, and they helped me. So in the end, with determination, I was able to learn about the Chinese government and the Chinese spies. The other thing that was difficult in Never was a character called Kia, an Arab woman who lives in North Africa on the shores of Lake Chad. And Lake Chad is the biggest oasis in the Sahara Desert, and it's shrinking. It used to be 10,000 square miles, and now it's 500 square miles. So the millions of people who used to live all around this lake because they had water are either starving or moving away. And Kia is one of those who decides that she's got to move away. She's a young widow with a small child. She can't see how she's going to be able to feed her child because of the shrinking of the lake. And so she decides to go to Europe. She pays a people smuggler. Very dangerous thing to do. So in writing this character, I had to put myself into the mind of somebody whose life has been totally different from mine in every respect. And that was quite difficult, but also I think she's one of the best characters in the book, because somehow the characters that aren't like me are the best. They're the most fun to write. They're most interesting. And because Kia is so very different from me, I enjoyed writing. It was a challenge. It was difficult, but I enjoyed writing her character. And I think she's a pretty good character as well. In fact, I think the characters that are difficult to write are probably the best.